Hi everyone, Jason here with Omni Pools and Scapes. We just wanted to shoot a small introduction video to pool equipment and pool functionality for your review at a later date. So we'll go ahead and dive right into learning what we are looking at right now, what you're going to be looking at as a new pool owner. So let's go through backwashing. So every time we mess with anything here or down in the pump, what do? We shut the pump off. And again, remember, how do we shut the pump off? We are going to shut the pump off, and we're going to turn off both suction lines if you have them. That way you don't lose prime. Okay, and we're going to go back up here. We're going to take our multi-port and you push down. Okay, and you always turn it clockwise. There's a gasket inside here that will last longer if you always go clockwise. So we're going to turn it all the way to backwash, and we're going to let it go. When we do that, again, remember, now it's going to push the water up through the filter and clean it. What do we do now? We just start the pump by start. As the pump starts, we open our valves back up. You don't have to be in a hurry. It'll start, and then we're going to hit the 1 button to slow the pump down. We do not want to backwash at a primed RPM. So when we backwash, you'll see this eye right here. This eye is telling us how dirty the water is that's coming back. And this is our sea glass. We like to just put our fingers through on the back side, and as you can see, you can clearly see when this becomes clear. Typically 2 to 4 minutes, depending on how wet and how dirty everything gets, and how often you backwash is how long that takes. But you can just stand here and look. This pool was just backwashed. It's clean already. So we're going to go ahead, and that's our backwash, but not the end of how we backwash. So it's clear now. What do we do before we mess with this? We stop the pump every time. So we're going to stop the pump. We're going to turn our valves so that we don't lose prime. And then we take our multi-port and we turn it back into rinse. This is just like rinsing your hair after you shampoo it. You're rinsing it out now. We backwashed it. Now we're going to rinse it. Okay, and it's still going to kick it out right through here. So we do the same thing again. Start. As the pump starts, open the valve. Hit the 1 button to slow the pump down. And we're going to rinse it. You already know you cleaned it back here. So you're going to rinse it for about 60 to 90 seconds. Should be plenty of time. Once we do that, what do? We shut the pump off again. Stop. Turn our valve. Push back down. And go back to filter. Once we go to filter, we're back in the normal mode every day. Nothing to change. There are other spots on here. Waste, which is if you don't have an automatic pool cover and your pool gets too much water, you can shut your pump off because you're going to move this. Move it to waste, and what that does is that sucks the water through your input. Does not mess with your sand or filtration system, but just takes it out. So you're basically just lowering your pool water. That's what waste is for. There's open, which we don't mess with until the winter. Close, which is the same thing. And recirculate. Recirculate is if you wanted to bypass this filtration system for some reason, you would go into recirculate. That's it. For some reason you have some bad sand and you don't have time to change out the sand, but you want to still recirculate your water, you would use that. But other than that, all you're doing with this mainly is filter, backwash, and rinse.